This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Why does Progressive work hard for truckers? Because truckers unite the world. They unite kids with their first drum sets and parents with earplugs. But truckers can't do this if they're not on the road. That's why Progressive has over 360 heavy truck employees to help truckers stay on time and on track. Quote truck insurance today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Less is not only more, it's better. Hey everybody, I'm Kelly Wilkness here with Anita Joyce, and this is Decorating Tips and Tricks. We want to let you know you don't need more stuff, you just need to make better choices, and we're going to help you do it today. So if your home is feeling cluttered, unfinished, chaotic, or it never quite comes together no matter how much you buy, this episode is for you in particular, but it's for everybody. Because the truth is most of us aren't struggling because we don't have enough. We all have so much. We're struggling because we've been trained to believe that the next thing you buy, the next basket, the next trip to Target, the next storage bin, the next must-have organizer is going to fix everything. But stuff rarely solves the problem. And in fact, it usually becomes the problem. So today we're going to talk about why buying more often makes your home feel worse, not better, and how making smarter, more intentional choices can completely change the way your home looks, functions, and feels for you.
This is so true, Kelly. This is what we see so much. People know their house feels off. We see it so much. It seems like everyone understands if something's not working, but they don't know what to do. And the solution just seems to be to just throw stuff at it. And it just doesn't fix it. So I think this is a very common problem and a very common non-solution that people use as a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah. The question should be to yourself, and we're going to throw it out there to everyone today. Why do you keep buying more? If more stuff doesn't help, why do we keep buying more?
Because we don't know what else to do.
Yeah. And also it feels productive. Many
true.
times when I start a decorating project with clients, we need to purge and organize before we get to it, because just slapping some pillows and throws on top of all that stuff is not going to be the kind of decorating I want to be doing for them. But so the initial reaction, I would say 9 times out of 10 is, okay, should we get more bins? Or, okay, great, I'll meet you at the Container Store and we'll get more bins.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because that feels like progress. It feels like you're working on the house. It feels like you're solving the issue. Need a calmer living room? Buy a new blanket. Kitchen's a mess? Get some containers where you can de-box and decant. No, don't do that. Bedroom feels boring? Well, buy some decor. Closet overflowing? Buy more storage. But here's the catch. Buying is just easier than deciding, right? And we want you to make better choices. That's better decisions. So it's easier to add something than to ask yourself, do I really need this? Does this really solve the actual problem? Is the thing even the right size, color, function, or quality? Do I even like it? Or I'm just hoping it will magically pull the room together. So a lot of us are decorating, organizing, shopping on autopilot. And that autopilot creates homes full of like almost right stuff. Not terrible, not awful, just too much, and not good enough to make the home feel intentional. And then people become frustrated. So we want to come back to this first question of the why throughout the episode. So why are you buying more things? Have that kind of running through your brain as you're listening to this. And then obviously you're going to walk through your house and consider that question when you're looking at all the stuff you've accumulated.
You know, all these things that you're buying that aren't quite right, there's a hidden cost to this. And so let's say your room felt off and then you bought some stuff. And now it still feels off, but now it also feels cluttered and full of stuff that just isn't working. So maybe your lamp is okay, but it's boring. Maybe the rug kind of works, but it's really too small. Or maybe the side table you bought because it was on sale doesn't really work with your sofa. And like you said, or the storage baskets you bought, they don't even hold what you bought them to hold. And how many times has that happened? You get the point. Sometimes you're just buying stuff and it just kind of creates some visual noise, and all of that stuff in the room, it feels frustrating because it still feels off. You've got some mental fatigue now because of all the decisions, and now it's a big mess. And then every time you look at this, your brain registers that the room still feels off. And so there's kind of this low level irritation that's starting to add up and stay with you. And so you're just feeling stressed. And your room is not going to feel restful. It's going to feel like, okay, there's still a to-do list here. Something's wrong. So you really kind of need to think about what you're bringing into your home and choose wisely, or you're going to end up with a room that just doesn't feel put together.
Yeah, better choices matter more than more purchases. So choose wisely. And the better choices start with better questions you should be asking yourself. Everybody's been in the situation where you're out and you see something, you're like, oh, that's so cute. And oh my gosh, it's on sale. Okay, well, I'm just going to get that. Oh, that's going to be so great. But maybe start asking those questions at home and then continue asking those questions when you're out in the wild and when you've got something in your hand that you're going to take up to the cash register. So what does a better choice really look like? It's going to be different for everyone, but if you don't think about the question, then you're not going to ever come up with the right answer. So slow down, ask better questions before you bring something home. You want to think to yourself, what problem am I actually trying to solve? This is huge. So you want to ask yourself, are you buying because the room feels empty? The room feels cluttered. The room lacks function. The room lacks warmth. You need storage. You need less storage and fewer belongings. Why are you wanting to add something to your home? Ask those questions. For example, if your entryway is messy, the answer may not be another basket. The answer might be fewer shoes at the door, a bench with clothes storage, a hook system that matches how your family actually lives, or a decision only to have one coat per person in the entryway. Or how about no coats? I vote for no coats. So That's not more stuff, right? It's a better solution. The solution isn't always just adding something else. Have you been thinking about starting a business, but you've got a couple of excuses as to why you haven't? Well, I'm going to remove all those excuses today by introducing you to Shopify. Shopify is where you go to start your business with everything you need already there from day one. Anita and I did, and we could not have been happier. Shopify is the thing that removes every excuse you've had for not starting yet. Shopify makes it easy for you as the shop owner, and it makes it easy for your customers as well. And because Shopify handles the setup and checkout, you have more time to focus on the creative aspects of your business and your growth. Shopify powers millions of businesses worldwide, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to small businesses like yours that are just getting started. With Shopify, nothing stands between your idea and a real business, so go make it one. Start your free trial at shopify.com/DTT. That's shopify.com/DTT. Shopify.com/DTT. Whether I'm sporting my Tillies or my Esmes, I love my Warby Parker sunglasses. But Warby Parker isn't just about sunglasses. They are a total eye care operation. They have made buying glasses and contact lenses so much simpler. It was always so complicated and overpriced and limited in choices, but not now, not with Warby Parker. They didn't just make buying glasses easier, they made the entire experience easier. Now you can actually go into one of their stores and get an eye exam right there. Everything is super clean, modern, and honestly feels more like a wellness experience than a typical eye doctor visit. And Warby Parker is covered by many major insurance plans. Warby Parker's prescription glasses start at only $95, so you can actually get quality and stylish frames at an affordable price. So we've got eye exams, glasses, contacts, sunglasses, so you don't have to piece it together anymore. And they have over 300 retail locations across the USA. Right now, buy one pair of glasses and get 20% off any additional pairs at warbyparker.com/DTT. That's 20% off any additional pairs when you purchase one pair at Warby Parker. That's WARBY Parker.com/DTT.
I think there really is a difference between decorating and accumulating. And a lot of people think they're decorating when really they're just adding more stuff to the room. And this is what we kind of went back to saying earlier. You're buying stuff because your room feels off. But that doesn't usually fix the problem unless you really think through and make a very purposeful decorating decision. Think about when you're adding something to the room, is it going to make it better? Is it going to help with the contrast? Is it going to add warmth or softness to the room? Will the colors work together? Will the furniture work together? Will they be functional in the room? Is it going to be cohesive? I mean, this is not just about filling up the space. Don't just buy something because you saw it on Instagram or it looked cute at Target. You really need to think through, does this work in my space? Is this making my room look better? Is this improving my room? So, just kind of think about if it even needs an addition. You might just need to remove something. So, that's where I really like to start if the room's not working, is kind of identify what's not working in the room and remove those things before you even think about adding anything else to the room.
So some other questions you should be asking besides what is the problem I'm actually trying to solve is the scale of this item right for my room? Now, we have so many episodes on balance and scale. You can re-listen to those or listen to those for the first time, but you know the routine. Rugs that are too small, art that's too tiny, lamps that are undersized, coffee tables that don't relate to the sofa. So things like that, rather than just being, oh, I'm going to bring this home, it'll work. Really consider what size item you need. If you're just adding more and more stuff, the room is just going to feel more and more awkward, more and more off. These things that you're trying to compensate with are not going to make the room feel good. Also, are you buying something simply because it's on sale? I've done that so many times. I have things in my closet. I have things in my home that I know I bought because it was marked down. It's like, what a deal.
Are they on a discard pile now?
Well, sometimes they don't even stay, but then every once in a while, because you feel like you taught us a couple of episodes ago, the sunken cost. You've already sunk the cost, and I think, I'm going to figure out some place to use it. But why did I even buy it? Because buying thing after thing after thing that's on sale, well, it all adds up. And the price is even higher with the fact that you have to have that in your house, or you now do have it in your house and you don't know what to do with it. So besides that you laid out some cold hard cash on it, you've got to deal with it, right? Or then feel bad that you're giving it away or tossing it. So think about all these questions, right? What's the problem I'm actually trying to solve? Is this thing the right scale? Is it solving the function or just feeding an impulse, which feeds into the it's on sale question? So if the answers to those questions do not add up to, yes, you should purchase this item and bring it home, then don't.
No, and something that's really broken me of the habit of just buying stuff is that we are doing this weekly purge. I think I've mentioned it several times, where we're kind of doing a discard pile, a pile going to sell, give away, go to the dump. We are constantly getting rid of. We have piles and piles of things we are getting rid of every week. And when you start spending that much time doing that, it really gives you pause before you bring something new into your house, because I'm thinking, I don't want to bring something in that's just going to go out the door sometime soon. So, that's really something to think about. And it's really caused me to kind of hold off on buying things. And I've hardly bought anything except for the chairs I bought yesterday. I am not buying anything for my house.
Wait, are they French chairs?
No, they're rattan. They're blue rattan, and they're going to be so cute at my table. But other than that, I'm trying not to buy stuff.
Okay, yes. I would have clearly been a caveat to that if they were French. But rattan, I think that also counts for you. Better choices. What do they look like in real life? So you say, I want to make better choices. Well, how do you make better choices? Instead of buying more storage bins, declutter first. That's a big duh. Like, we don't even have to say that to you. You know that, right? And then only buy containers if you need them for things that remain, or just use beautiful storage of things that you really like in your house that happen to be able to contain things. Storage should support your life and your habits, not preserve your excess. So instead of buying a lot of little decor, choose one larger, more impactful piece. One oversized bowl instead of 6 little knickknacks. You get the idea. And of course, don't buy the trends. Just don't do it, because you're going to not want that in a little while. And if you can keep that out of your house, that's kind of like low-hanging fruit to keep out. And instead of buying organizing products, create your own system that actually reflects the way you live, the people that you live with, how they behave. I loved that quote from one of the lovely ladies we interviewed along the line here, and she was an organizer, and she said her suggestion is to organize for the least organized person in your home, because if you're trying to organize with a color-coded system for the person who's super type A+++ and loves organizing, the other people down at the other end of the organizing spectrum are not going to be able to play along. So organize the way that is going to work for your family and be realistic about it, right? So a system where everybody knows where things go, they're easy to put away, and products then that support that system. The products do not create the system. And I think that is such a good takeaway, right? If you're buying organizing products, they don't create your system. They should just support the system you already have in place.
That assumes there is a system there.
Well, that's what I'm telling them to create, right? And then instead of filling every room all at once, finish one space thoughtfully. I think we just talked about that very specifically in a recent episode. Rather than waterbugging all around, complete, and that's in air quotes, right? Because we love decorating. We're never really done. Complete an area, complete a room. You'll make better choices rather than if you're out there just like, I'll go grab this for the living room. That might look great in my daughter's room. Just concentrate on one room at a time. It allows your mind to focus. You can be laser focused when you're out in the wild as to what things are going to be better choices for that particular space. And then you can finish it and feel great about it. Comfortable, versatile, and somehow right for almost every occasion. That's why I love the Quince Summer Edit. The Quince Summer Edit is filled with pieces you will want to wear every day and you can take from day to night. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They work directly with ethical factories and cut out the middleman, so you're paying for exceptional quality, not brand markup. And it's not just apparel. Quince offers elevated essentials for your home, from bedding and bath to kitchen essentials and furniture. And did you know that Quince also offers jewelry? I absolutely love the freshwater cultured pearl toggle necklace. It is the right mix of classic and fresh, and you can dress it up or dress it down. It'll be the piece you want to put on every day. We love absolutely everything about Quince, from the rugs under our feet to the clothes on our back. Make your summer wardrobe feel easier and better. Go to quince.com/DTT for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada as well. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT.
As a small business owner, sometimes it feels like no matter how much planning you do, there's always surprises, like an urgent, expensive repair. But here's a surprise you will like. With Progressive, small business owners save 13% on their commercial auto insurance when they pay in full. So enjoy a surprise for once. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about why it's so expensive to be making this mistake of just buying more stuff. So you buy something and then it doesn't work. You give it away and then, or it just sits in your garage or something. Then you buy a replacement piece. So you have the cost of the first one that maybe you bought on sale plus the full price thing because you didn't find it on sale the second time. So you basically end up with paying double or close to double for whatever it is that you're putting in your house. So I think people are wasting a lot of money on trendy decor. When I used to go to garage sales, I would see all that Target stuff from the year before. That's pretty painful to me to buy something that's only going to be good for 1 year. Another thing to think about are the placeholder furniture pieces that we buy. And you think, well, I can't buy the one I really want because it's too expensive, but I need a sofa or I need a chair there. So I buy something else. And then you always hate that item. And then you're going to have to replace it with the thing that you wanted in the beginning. Sale items. Sometimes some sale items are great and sometimes they just never worked, but you just couldn't let it go because you saw the sale price and you think, but this is a great deal, but maybe it's not a great deal for your home. Also, people buy cheap versions of something thinking that that's going to work, but it becomes obvious as soon as you put it in your room that it really is a cheap item. Choose wisely in the beginning and you're going to save money in the long run. Your upfront costs are going to be higher, but the long-term cost is going to be lower. So just choose that right rug from the beginning. Go ahead and get the bigger one. Get the sofa with the fabric that you like. Again, you're not going to need to replace it. Just think about those choices before you open your wallet.
Making a good choice beats replacing an item 6 times, 7 times over as you're going along. Definitely better choices are going to save you money. And if you have to hold out for a little while, then try to do that. Kind of make do. If you really have your heart set on a certain table or sofa, can you just kind of deal with some chairs? Can you even get a folding table for a period of time, put a pretty cloth on it, and just save up? If you can, then I would do that. And then I would just be socking some money away for that special piece that is going to be with you a long time, that you've taken the time to consider, you've done the measuring, the fabric is what you love, it's going to be classic and not a trendy item, and see if you can hold out until the budget allows for it. That is a really great way to decorate, and you'll end up having that piece, and it could end up being an heirloom that you then you pass down, only if people want it, though, because we we have to respect that. But if people want it, then they can have it at the appropriate time. Your home doesn't need more. It needs clarity. So as we talked about in the beginning, if you're feeling like, it's not coming together, no matter what you're adding and how many doodads you've brought into the house, how many organizational bins, adding more is not going to do it. So what's going to do it? It's getting some clarity, right? So the stuff problem is actually a clarity problem. You don't need more decor, baskets, shelves, furniture, organizing gadgets. You need to think about and get clear on how you want the room to feel, how you need it to function, and what truly belongs there. And what is sort of creating the friction? Do you just have too many little things? Do you have a rug that's too small? And what in the room is just visual noise? So when you get clear on these questions, you end up buying less. I might be attracted to something out either when I'm looking antiquing, or if I'm in a decor store, or I see something online and I think, oh, that's so pretty, I would really like to have that. But the fact is, my house is, other than moving stuff around, which I do so often, I really don't need anything else to make my house feel the way I want it to feel. Is it done? No, it's not done, because I love doing this, and I'm going to move things around, and I'm going to try things in new ways. And certainly I may add a little something now and again, but I find that I'm at the point where I could be very happy just moving stuff around my house, adding maybe some plants or making floral arrangements, maybe adding a candle once and again. But even pillow covers. I bought some the other day from Rejuvenation, and you're all going to laugh because I bought them because they were on sale. I thought they were nice. Did I love them? Do I need them? Absolutely not. And they came, and I was like, I don't even really like them that much.
Oh,
the
no.
color, and the color wasn't that great. Thank goodness I was able to return them because usually particularly with Rejuvenation, if it's on sale, they don't take it back. But I returned them. And in the past, I might have just kept them and put the inserts in and been like, okay, they're fine. I could use a few more pillows to rotate out. I got so many pillows to rotate out. I don't need that. So I am really have reined myself in the last few years, and I have enough stuff. You might be at that point where you have enough stuff. You might be at the point where you have too much stuff. And that's who we're really focusing on today. But even when you get to the point where you just have enough, right, be very cautious about adding another thing. Because about tipping the scale, it might just be perfect. And you got maybe a few pillows you use for the winter, and you got a few that you use for the warmer months. You've got enough throws to change in and out, all the crucial pieces that we talk about. And you don't need something else. And you add something thinking it's going to be great, and it really then throws the room off. There's just too much stuff, too much visual noise. So get clarity on how you want the house to look, how you want it to feel, how you need it to function, and what you feel truly belongs there. And then focus on that and don't add superfluous things.
Well, and as we're talking about making wise choices in the beginning, and that's going to end up saving you money, I think about somebody paying for some help, like hiring a decorator or even, talking to us in one of our consults. It's amazing how much money that will save in the long term, because we help you come up with a plan where you're going to be spending carefully and not buying stuff that's not going to work. So I just think that's another example of money up front is going to save you money in the long run, because maybe there's something expensive you were going to buy that wasn't going to work or you didn't really need. I think the key point from today is you don't need more stuff to make your home look better. You just need better choices.
If you've been thinking about trying my app, Home Design Coach, now is the time. Through July 3rd, it is 20% off during Studio's summer promotion. That's 20% off me and you designing and creating a home that you love. Head to studio.com/Kelly. You'll get the 20% off automatically, and you'll start creating a home that you truly love. I can't wait to meet you there.
So what is your crush, Kelly?
My crush is a movie that is out now. It was nominated, but I don't think it won anything. But I don't really keep up with the Oscars too much. But I really enjoyed this movie, Sentimental Value. It is set in Norway, I believe. It stars a couple of people you might recognize, and then some people you may not know. I didn't know them, but it is wonderful. It's not a real up and peppy film, let's just say. It is very thought-provoking, and it's about a family, and it's just so well acted, and I thought it was so beautiful, and I loved the house in it, and the house plays a big role in this film because of the ties that the daughters have to it and what's going to happen to the house. And it's a beautiful home in that sort of Norwegian architecture, and it's painted red like they often do. So I think even just visually, it people will enjoy it, but I thought the acting was superb.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Oh, I can't wait to watch that. My crush is a YouTube video of Rebecca Vizard's Louisiana home. She is a textile designer, and she has this amazing property in Louisiana. She's a fun, quirky person. And for example, One of the things she says in the video is that she has a bin of dress-up hats, and they're just things that she buys at resale shops and vintage stores. And when guests come over for a party, they all put a hat on. And I thought, that sounds so fun. And she just has so many interesting things in her house, so many interesting stories.
I don't think I'd want to wear a hat because then it kind of crushes your hair. But I get the idea. That would be fun, but I don't know about that. Okay,
Well,
but I'm definitely going to check it out.
Yeah, you don't have to wear the hat, but go watch the video. And thanks so much for hanging out with us today. And remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Fabulous, fun, wow, even better than I had hoped or expected. These are just a few of the words used to describe a DTT design consult. We've been doing consults for many years, and boy, are we good at it. And people are loving the results of the advice and suggestions that we make for them. It's so easy to schedule a consult with us. Just simply go to our website, decoratingtipsandtricks.com, and click consult. There you'll be led through the very simple process. And sooner than later, you, I, and Anita will be discussing your home in detail. So sign up for a consult today. Let us help you design and decorate the home that you want and deserve. Looking forward to talking to you soon.